Flat of British, subscriber channel, Lee speaking. Looking for worse for wear. Yeah, so, oh, was it Yabba? Wanted me to do a VanaVlog. So, here we are. So, I just fucking jumped straight in, I suppose. So, did I say Flat of British subscriber channel, Lee speaking? As I mentioned before, the whole concept of time is a concept dreamed up by men. It's man-made. It doesn't exist. It does have the appearance of existing, but it doesn't. You are observing something, but you're I'm going to tell you what it is you're observing. Just want a fucking blank piece of paper. I was going to try and like do a vlog, but then, you know, I'm just trying to fit this into a VanaVlog, and if it turns out shit, I guess I'll do a vlog. But if this works out fine. Oh, it's fucking right there. I guess that will do. So, I need a pointy thing. I need a pointy thing. Pointy. That's pointy. Weather is really shit in England. You know, one minute it's hot, next minute it's cold. You just can't. It's just impossible to regulate body heat. So this is the best I can do. Yeah. So this is your existence. There's a fucking book somewhere with like lines in it and shit. Yeah. Oh, that was not you. That was not your life. This is actually yours. That one. See, it looks a bit better, that one. A bit clearer. So, oh, pointy thing. I feel like wise up. Old school. So, this is fucking... doing this in a fucking... anyway. So, where are you on this page? Okay. You are in the margin of that piece of paper. So I was drinking a lot yesterday, so I'm a bit shaky today because it's fucking Monday, you know. You reside in the margin. Okay, this is the whole sheet is existence, if you want. And you exist, or you're just keep it simple. That's where you exist. And every moment, or like everywhere you, like time doesn't exist. And if time doesn't exist, movement doesn't exist, and it's all an illusion. Anyway, for fuck's sake, it's so difficult to fucking explain it. All right, let's just take it as one day then. We'll take it as one day. So this is one day in your life today, and you exist in the margin. And within that margin, you have these lines. You could put time into them. You know, you could say like 7 a.m., 10 a.m., do whatever you like. But every moment is like a line. Okay. It doesn't help making it simple. Or you could say every line is an event in your life. Going to the toilet, having lunch, whatever, brushing the teeth, whatever. Every line, every single line. Also, in every moment, each line is like an entire page. So like an entire page like that is in one of those lines, kind of thing. And because you exist in the margin, you'll notice the lines cross over to where you are. And if you like, during the day, you are going up and down in the margin like that. Fucking difficult, man. And the other part about this is each of these lines are also alternative realities, almost identical, but there's like subtle differences. And in the same way that you may be susceptible to temperature changes during the day, you are also susceptible to switching dimensions on a moment-to-moment basis. Okay? And that's what's going on. But you don't move out of the margin. Okay, but you do navigate through all of this, through all of these moments or realities. You do go through these like different levels in the margin, which is you. You are the margin. As far as I'm concerned at the moment, it's not so much that you can move through these things. It's more that you've been encased with this, and it's that's coming across into you, into your life. So life is like permeating through you. You're not moving, but this is like waves, like currents, ocean, sea, you name it. It's all the same thing, mate. All the fucking same thing. That's what's happening. But motherfuckers have interpreted that and come up with the whole concept of time and space and movement and all that kind of shit. You know, I mean, you could use that, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just one. It's just one thing. It's not, you know. If somebody asked you what is the meaning of life, they need to have the concept of time for that question, for that answer. If you see what I mean. But if time doesn't exist, then the question is void. It's ridiculous. What is the meaning of life? Time doesn't exist. So what you're talking about? You know? There is alternatives questions that you can ask about. You know, what am I? What's going on? What is existence? Why the fuck am I here? You know, those kind of questions. And this is the nearest I've got so far. It might seem a little bit weird, but you know, recently I just fucking just had to drop logic and sense, as you know, I've been indoctrinated all my life. I can't. What did I just say? Yes. I've come to understand, realise, whatever word you want to use, that when it comes to multi-dimensionalism, there are rules, laws pertaining to them, which is not this dimension. So the dynamics of existence in these other dimensions is not the same as this one. And so if I'm going to think, if I'm going to be aware of what I am, I have to take into consideration all things as they come my way. You know? I can't if I just stick to this level and all of my indoctrination, you know, that I've been taught at school and TV and everything else. I can't. I have to be aware that there are things that exist, but not on any level like this one. And so sometimes it's really difficult to try to explain stuff because I feel like I need to communicate it on our level. But how do you do that when you need another kind of descriptive term that's like that pertains to another level of life, you know? How the fuck do you do that, you know? So yeah, so far that's all I've got, guys. That's all I've got. That's how it works. You know, you're trapped in this margin of life. In this life is, and as I say, if you believe in time, second by second, moment by moment, year, day, week, month, you if that was like a volume of water, but not completely full, and you're kind of like a little boat sitting on top, then depending on how this is hitting you, you're going up and down. That's what's happening. It's not time. That's just what's happening. And I guess it's been about 2 weeks or a week I realised that, you know, and you know, things that happen in life that you're just like, why the fuck did that happen? Or like, how did that happen? You know? Now I'm beginning to understand why. There are some things in life you can't answer. Without that I just showed you. You know, if you've got that in your mind, well, you just have to do it. I mean, I can't really tell you what it's like, you know. And, you know, and everything about, you know, the stupid fucking script in life, you know, the stupid stories, all the shit. It anyway. I can't remember the relevance of this, but I needed to say about points of reference. So, a point of, like, that phrase, points of reference. My understanding of the word, of the phrase, that if you wanted to, like, observe and understand any one thing, you need a point of reference. So having seen something before would be a point of reference. So if I saw this before and then one day I happened upon that, I'd know what it is because I'd seen it before. But before I had no point of reference, and somehow, either through me trying to work it out or somebody told me, I would know what it was. So that's a point of reference. So having found something before, as an example, another example would be a golf ball. Now, maybe you've never sawn in half a golf ball, and maybe you've just never seen it, right? And then during the course of your life, you see golf balls. Maybe a golf match on the TV, or maybe you even played it. Maybe you saw it in a sports shop. But you know, your points of reference would be that it's about that big, it's round, it's white, it's got dimples all over it. Which is fine, you know, it is what it is. Okay? But then there's another person next to you and they've actually sawn a golf ball in half. And when they see a golf ball, they don't just see what you see, they know what's inside. So because of their points, because they have an additional point of reference, they have a greater understanding of, or they have a a multi-level perception, if you want, on a particular thing, like for example golf ball, you know. So yeah, that's like really, really important. Now I know how crazy this sounds, okay, but I've got lots of points of reference for me to come to this understanding, you know, about that. So I know it sounds all a bit fucking weird, and you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know, you want drugs? It's really not. It's just that. You know, that's all it is. You know? I mean, if you'd never sawn a golf ball in half, and someone come up to you and said, like, do you know that's actually just a ball of rubber bands inside? It's all like rubber bands going around each other. You know, you might think like, rubber bands, really? So yeah, I'm just anticipating your reaction to the margin. The margin of error. So I can't access my memory. Right. Look at itself, you know. Yeah, it really is that, you know. But I need to pause for a minute. Yeah, so because of this whole time thing, it forces your brain into conceptualizing a whole lot into like one place. And that's the problem that everybody in the world has. They think this is all just one place. And so those that control this place, it's easy for them to control you, because you don't know that life is more than just one place. It's like different levels, different depths, densities, you name it. And I think once you get used to that, you won't be so easily controlled, if at all, eventually, you know. But that's the thing with the, you know, in the world. But you know, people just think this is it. You know, this is it. Just one. You know, Monday to Friday, Saturday, weekends, months, years, decades, and that's it. Sun goes up, sun comes down. And so, you know, as Rudy said about 3 or 4 years ago, you know, life is like a panopticon prison. Life becomes a prison because you've been mentally your mental perception of life has become a compartment. Life has become a compartment in your perception. Oh yeah, the other thing I need to say is I mean, I've only got my own experience that's made me aware of what I'm going to say. My dad's parents, they had standards of behaviour, moral standards, etiquette, societal values. They had all those things, and they shared those things, and they lived those things. And then there was my dad. He was born, and then he adopted all of those things. And not too many years ago, they both died. His parents, my grandparents. And then it was just my dad, the firstborn. Right? So I think I was thinking about it last week when it came up in my mind. And I thought to myself, my gosh, I mean, they've been dead for quite a few years now. But yeah, what is the reason that my dad holds to all of their things that I just mentioned when they don't exist anymore? And indeed, the world that they grew up in doesn't really exist anymore. I mean, they were probably born in the 30s or 40s or something, or 50s, I can't remember. And it's 2022. I mean, it's just not the same place. And society isn't the same either. In fact, it's just a completely different set of rules, And, whenever you listen to like a radio show or something like that, what do they call that? Anyway, they're discussing life in general and stuff. And they get outraged because what happens in this day and age didn't happen in a day and age that the presenter grew up in. So they can get upset on the radio when people phone in or whatever, it's there's just like this conflict that goes on. Yeah, I kind of just I was thinking it over, and I'm like, what? Even now, as a grown man, why would I follow in my father's footsteps in regards to all things? Why would I do that? Why have I been taught to do that? Like to continue those things. And I didn't even grow up in the same world as my father did. In fact, I didn't even exist. It wasn't until he was like 21 that I'm around, kind of thing. So, just to begin with, all of my father's history has nothing to do with me, does it? No. So then why would I go backwards to move forwards, which would be backwards in my life, wouldn't it? Because I wouldn't be going forwards, I'd be going, it's just fucking what? It just doesn't fucking make any sense. And I can point it out. Yeah, so I think, like, in the event of my father's death, I might completely change my behaviour completely. it's only because he's there that I'm still caught up in that trap of. So I don't know why I'm telling you that, by the way. I don't know why. Other than it's just an observation, you know. Just fucking no reason for it whatsoever. And of course, it's all to do with time as well, isn't it? You know, just total, just fucks you right up. You can't function. You can't function as you possibly can. You know? I mean, it's quite simple, isn't it? You know, if you know, just not as I was saying earlier, but you know, just as an example, you know, if this is a whole gamut of life, but you're only told that you can only be in that level in the margin, and you're not fucking looking for anywhere else either, because that's all you know. You've been compartmentalized. You know, you'll never be able to, you know, experience everything else that life is. And life couldn't possibly be just this. Can't. I just, for the very reason that there are inexplicable things that happen in life that cannot be explained from this life. And the reason being is because it's not from this life. And so you've got no point of reference because you're compartmentalized. And so, you know, it will always be a mystery. And then you've got people like me, Martin Liedtke, just fucking... who just say fuck off. Fuck off. Anarchy. I've actually got a lot to say, but I really feel like shit today. So not doing very well on this one. Maybe I'll try pausing. What? I was going to say, fuck it. I forgot already. It was less than a second. Oh yeah. So if you're just going to say like, oh, but you said you're in a margin, so that's compartmentalization. Well, you might not. What's that? What I mean is when I do VanaVlogs, I talk on two levels. I talk on a level of this is not us. We are not a part of this. It's false. It's not real. And we're something completely apart from it. And what I'm talking about today is the aspects of actually sort of like saying, no, this is a fucking matrix. It's got nothing to do with me. It's been imposed upon me. You know, it's from that perspective. Yeah. Whereas like when I'm talking about stuff about skeletons and all that kind of stuff, that's to do within the matrix, within, you know, the whole thing. So it's like interior, exterior. And like today I'm talking exterior because I'm taking the whole thing, life as a whole, as something invasive. But I now have the capacity to think outside of what people call reality. And that's where I'm coming from on this vlog. And that's why when I use the whole thing about us being in the margin, it's like a picture of not being part of the whole thing, but rather being in it, but you know, you're not really syncing, you're not synchronizing with it, I don't think. margin, plumb line on a boat, plimsoll. Of course not. Or a rule or a ruler for measurement. Margin, plumb line, equilibrium, thermometer, right, anyway, next thing. Hey, how about that cloud thing? Huh? Funny enough, like last week, yeah, somebody asked. Oh, well, anyway, I heard on the radio last week that the reason clouds are white is because like the particles of water, they're so small that the sun and they're all like clubbed together, small but clubbed together, and so the sun is blocked, its rays are blocked from getting through the cloud, and so all of those particles of water become like mirrors and it divides up the light, and so the cloud seems white, but it's just reflecting sun rays. That's what they said. And then I uploaded that video Sunday about the clouds bouncing on the ground. And I didn't even have to say anything. You know, you just had to see it. And I knew I didn't have to say anything. Yeah, that was cool. Why am I having problems doing a VanaVlog today? I mean, I might be coming across as I normally do, but I'm more aware of myself today. Perhaps it's that. You know, but my living experience now, because I know about, you know, this, because I know about this now, I know this isn't just it. And like moment to moment, I'm going through many of these moment by moment, but it all looks so identical. It's difficult to I need different words. Okay, meeting people. Okay, any kind of fucking scenario. Like minute by minute or day by day. You know, you could spend a day with somebody. Just digging a fucking hole here, I'm making it even more complicated. This is what we all know. okay, this is what we have been taught to think. So you spend a day with somebody, and during the course of the day, their behaviour changes. Maybe it's food, maybe it's temperature, maybe it's mental health, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. What I know is that I have never spent a day with anybody on one level. If I spend a day with somebody, I've spent the day with other people who are the same person I've spent the day with. But during the course of the day, moment by moment, second by second, whatever, I'm with all of these. So every day, all of my interactions are happening on different levels. And so that explains why people, their behaviour seems so up and down sometimes. You're like, why? You know, why can't they just fucking chill out and be stable? And, you know, that's the reason. You know, the people that are really stable, I mean, I guess they would be somebody who has been compartmentalised in a margin in their brain, you know, I guess. But then, you know, it's the problem is, it's so fucking complicated to explain. Like when you're growing up, your parents tell you about Santa Claus. Then you get to the age of about 6, and it's around Christmas time, you know, and you go shopping with your parents, and you go into a shop, and you go, fucking hell, it's fucking Father Christmas. Father Christmas is in the fucking supermarket, yeah? And like, you know, you're like well happy, and then you like come out, and then you get out, and there's Father Christmas in the street ringing a bell, and you're like, just, you know, the fuck? And then you get on a bus home, and the fucking Father Christmas is driving the bus. And you're like, they're the same person. Sorry, they're the same personification, but they're different people. What I'm doing is trying to say that we have life is like a personification, but it's different. It's different. And you think, you know, you spend a day with a person, you're not. You're spending a day with a personification, but every moment you're meeting different people, even though they look like the same person. But as I say, moment by moment, their behaviour seems to change for no fucking reason. No. But we are taught to just say, oh, obviously a bit ratty today, obviously too much beer last night, or they're pregnant, or something, I don't know, anything. Just to explain it away, to justify the concept of time and movement. So yeah, I'm kind of like just beginning on that journey now. And I mean, you know, since February, when I mean, I still don't actually know You know, I mean, I just said that I died, had a heart attack and died in February, about mid-February this year. And then I just found that nothing happened and that I was still here, but then things had changed here. Everything's the same, but little things are different, you know. So, and it does feel like I'm still in the same place. Anyway, so that's as far as I am at the moment. I know I described it as World A and World B. Like before I died, I was in World A, and like now I'm in World B, and it's like a little bit weird. Don't forget what he's going to say, please. But yeah, and I'm only so brave at the moment. I don't want to like venture in. I know I'm aware of all the other levels, and I'm going in, and I'm going in between them every like moment, as it were. But I just can't investigate that too much because it's too much. It's just too much. I'm just coming to terms with this fucking new world that I'm in. Was there a point to me saying all that? No, yeah, just to mention about, you know, everything that's going on in the world is all to do with Agenda 21, which started in 2021, mid-COVID. It's all part of Agenda 21. Russia, fuel, all the green, whatever they call it, green laws, nature, all Agenda 21. Fuel crisis, Agenda 21. Sustainable wind, energy, green, Agenda 21. Everything. Agenda 21 is to get the entire world into cities and everybody out from the countryside, wall up those cities and kill everybody. And the justification is we've got to save the planet. That's their justification. That's what they're saying. And I mean, I can only speak for England, but for about 10, 15 years, Agenda 21 has been part of the national curriculum. So I'd say today, if you're 30 or below, your mindset is going to be that the planet and nature and animals are of far greater importance than mankind. And there's never a justifiable reason that mankind could think that in some way he could own anything in the world. And so that's why they're going to do away with personal ownership as well in the future with Agenda 21. Yeah, that's what it's all about, man. Genocide. Which takes me, funny enough, back into the fucking Matrix and skeletons and all that lot. So I can't remember if I said it on my last vlog. I'm just going to talk and not explain. It's easier. within the matrix, I don't know why, but the whole scene of existence is water. Everything is water. And any kind of life form that exists is a water-based life form. There is a creature within me, a physical creature, a water-based physical creature in a water-based physical world. Okay, and what we call the heart is like the head of this creature. I kind of got, you know, so far the closest that I've got to an actual creature to explain it so far, and it's by no way anywhere near what it should be, is a squid octopusy type thing. So my heart would like be the head, and then its digestive system, its intestines or whatever you like, is what's inside my head that we call a brain. And as in for genitalia, I haven't worked that one out yet. But as for like all the tentacles and everything, yeah, that's all of the cardiovascular veins and everything that goes through your body. They're like the tentacles. So there's a creature within my skeleton moving, yeah, like fucking Alien. You know the movie Aliens? Sigourney Weaver, you know, like that. But that biological mass that is completely enveloped around my skeleton, okay, and then there's that, and then there's everything else that is left, and everything else that is left is my skeleton and my teeth. I think teeth are bone as well, part of the skeleton. You know, and now I'm beginning to differentiate and to understand why it is that I have physical desires and feelings and sensations that, one, I can't explain, two, I don't want, and three, I don't and three, something else. You know, I'm kind of like, my whole spectrum of existence, I've taken it for granted that it was all me. And so I've been easily controlled all of my life by desires. But now that I realise that there's two entities here, there's me, my seat of reasoning and thinking and logic is within my skeleton. And it's not this fucking squid shit going on. That's it, that is that, you know, but that isn't me, that's something else. But I can't fucking avoid it. So it's of no surprise that I've mistakenly kind of assumed that it was me. I'm being constantly perplexed as to why do I do the things that I don't want to do, and I do the things that I don't want to do. Yeah, so I've got that going on at the moment. Say going on. Yeah. You know, you think like, oh, your mind is in here. You know, it's in there, in your brain. Fucking ain't, bro. Fucking ain't. Okay, it's a fucking digestive system, mate. Fucking digestive system. Your let's say the squid digestive system is part of that, and it digests life. That's what's going on with the squid thing, and that is not the same as so kind of think of your skeleton as a like hard drive that you can store information. No, for fuck's sake, a CPU. Think of your skeleton as a CPU, and then your brain as random access memory, RAM, a processor, if you like, but it's digestion processing the shit, you know. It's just a mechanism. But when it comes to considering things, and you know, it comes from the skeleton, or that picture that I'm presenting is a metaphor of being outside of it all and saying that no, this is not our world and we're not really a part of it. We're something apart from that, and our true selves can be found in that without all this shit, you know. And you know, the difficult thing I honestly know, you know, I'm saying all this and it's you know, it's going through my mind as well. I'm like, you know, fucking, how do you process what I'm saying? You know, how do you function in that way? Nobody else does, you know. You know, I know a lot of people on Flat Earth British that subscribe and to my channel as well are not flat earthers. They're globers. You know, at this particular juncture, on this particular level, I don't think it fucking matters if the Earth's flat or not. I was going to say something else, but I've just fucking completely gone again. You know, that could explain, you know, when I like suddenly forget things for no reason. You know, I fucking flipped a level, mate. You know, it's like that. It's totally. It's actually what's going on. You know. I forgot what I was going to say now. How am I doing? An hour. Is that okay for a VanaVlog? Is that not enough? Oh yeah, I was asking about application to about what I'm saying. Oh, yeah, sorry, that helped. So, for me, it was a bit of a milestone for independent thinking when I first heard about Flat Earth, and then I was getting into it, researching it to see if it was real and everything. And there just came a point where it was indisputable. I'm like, you know, you don't even have to like. I mean, like if you're a glober and you have an argument with a flat earther, my gosh, you just spew out fucking A4 sheets of fucking shit. You know, blah, 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 blah. The power ratio of this and that and blah, 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 and the sun and the moon and there you go, blah, blah, blah. But like flat earth, it's just simple little truths. You know? That you just can't, there's just nothing to say. There's just nothing to say. So anyway, obviously, yeah, it's flat for me. It's flat. It's simple. It's very simple. You don't need long explanations. You just need a few simple truths that you just can't. But anyway, when I got that, this is not a good time, Dad. What? Oh, sorry, the phone was ringing. So it was a no-brainer for me personally. And then I thought, oh shit, everybody believes that we're on a spinning ball heading through space, going precisely nowhere. And I thought, I've got to fucking move. This can't get on my fucking nerves. You know, if you want to listen to what I fucking say, join my channel. I'll fucking go somewhere. Yeah, I had to be really brave. Yeah, and yeah. So anyway, just once again, so far I haven't found the path or ability to self-navigate through all of this. All I've seen so far is this coming at me all of the time and pushing me up and down, you know, like I said, that was full of water. Well, not completely full, and you're on a boat sitting on the top, and then, you know, if there was like a fucking U-bend here, you know, you get like an equilibrium going on like that. So you're kind of like moving up and down, but this is coming at you at the same time, all these different dimensions kind of thing. You know, it's totally, I can never get that word right. It's totally subjective. I mean, what I think that word means is that you're doing nothing. Everything's happening to you. You know? You're just standing still and there's fucking shit going on around you. And at you. It's like that. Anyway, what's with fucking globers? Well, I was going to be talking about skellies again. I was talking about the squid. Right. And all that lot. Okay, so now back into the matrix again now. Looking at life. One of the stories that is running through it all and I've only got snippets of it, so if it doesn't make sense, it doesn't make sense. It's to do with us being two entities. So I'm just trying to get back into the matrix again. So I guess I'll now I'm just going to talk. I'm not going to fucking explain it. Okay. With age comes wisdom. The older you are, the wiser you are. But of course, that's complete bollocks, because time doesn't exist. Right, so what's happening? What's happening is this. As you age, as you get old, the other entity, this physical thing on the outside and inside, it diminishes. And so with its diminishment, with that happening, the diminishing, so also do the physical desires. And what you're left with at that point, or any point along that road where the flesh is diminishing along with its desires, you've got more time to just be yourself, because you're not having to contend with temperature variance on your skin or food or fuck all. You know, it's so greatly diminished. You've got more time to be yourself and think about things. But the opposite, I would say, is equally true. So the more the younger you are, the greater the desire, or the more pure the desires, more intense the desires. So do you see what I'm doing here? I'm taking a reasonably good explanation for something that everybody believes, and I'm giving you an alternative. Okay. Now, for me, recently I'd be guessing that I'm getting these alternatives from different realities that I exist in, and I'm bringing it to this place, and I'm telling you here, and you've probably never heard what I've just said. Unless, of course, you know, we've been to the same level or something. I don't know. I mean, even from the viewpoint that maybe I'm completely just talking out my arse. You know? But, you know, even in, you know, your world, is it not a good thing to be able to think outside of the box? You know? Because for me, you know, judging a hypothetical person being like that, oh, it's gone again, fucking hell. No, I just said an alternative way of thinking is acceptable in this stupid world, amongst people, right? Nope, fucking nope. I'm on a totally different level now, again. I don't know, I mean, maybe I'm making a mistake here by trying to take things from other places and put it into one place, you know? I was going to talk about history for some reason as a concept. Fucking hell, man. What's the time now? What's the time? 1 o'clock. I've got to carry on. 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay. I was going to talk about skellies, and then I keep fucking getting lost. I mentioned to Martin a couple of months ago, there's a mechanism going in life where you have like the firstborn, you know, a couple get together, they have a kid, the firstborn, all of their DNA, everything is in the firstborn. Then you might have a second, third, fourth born, but they're just backups from, you know, everything that the parents are. It's embodied perfectly, but should it die, there might be a second born or a third born that can take over. You know, that's just something that, you know, I've mentioned to Martin that I realise things going on when I'm observing the Matrix from the right point of view. And I said, you know, there's some kind of like data collection thing going on here. What they're doing is they're getting two people, they're bringing it down to one person, and then that one person meets up with someone else. Two, back down to one again. So having kids is like population control. But of course they tell you if you have kids, you'll increase the population. Why am I telling you that? I'm supposed to be talking about skeletons. Yeah, because I remember like decades ago people saying like, I understand animals and like they have a function. Even a wasp has a function. Frogs eat wasps. People say, well, wasp, why the fucking wasp? Why did God make wasps? They don't fucking do anything. They do. They're food for wasps. But apart from one or two things like that, the argument, the point of interest they're trying to make is that all animals have a function, but mankind does not. He doesn't actually produce anything. He doesn't. I mean, if he took a piss and took a shit in the ground, you know, that would at least be something of a contribution. But of course, we don't even do that now. But I was thinking recently, there is something that with mankind that at the end of its time, you know, it ends up as a skeleton. And I think the skeleton is like a hard drive, like data collection. So I think I mentioned in my last VanaVlog that I keep putting up and then taking it down and putting it up and taking it down because I don't like it. But it's got to be there, so anyway, I will put it up again. Yeah, so the whole thing about, you know, yeah, just that point, the whole thing about skeletons. Yeah, in the past, did I mention that, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, there was a time when all mankind, and perhaps as well animals, had no flesh. And it's through the over time the squid, has become more dominant with every generation. So what I mean, so if I said like in 500 years, right, physically, people's flesh will be much denser. If I'm not mistaken, black people like African, Nigerian, you know, like they've got beautiful skin. It's so like lovely, you know. Their skin is more dense than anybody else, any other race on earth, which is why they don't make great swimmers, because they don't have the same buoyancy as everybody else, because their flesh is much denser. So I would say it doesn't really matter about colour, but saying 500 years, I think everybody's skin will be as dense, you know. Like in the sense, you've got Nigerian people today with denser skin than the rest of the world. I'd say in 500 years' time, people will have dense skin like Nigerians. Or maybe twice, 3 times, 4 times as much, you know. But back in the day, when we were more skelly than flesh, we were much wiser. We had more time to think. We didn't have distractions and stuff like that. So that's why the technological age that we observe from the past through like Flat Earth British, Martin Liedtke's channel, John Levi, everyone else, we're like, where has that knowledge gone? How could it have been lost? You know, how has that happened? Well, that's the answer. Flesh. As time has gone on and generations have come and gone, we've become more. The squid has evolved. It's evolving. But again, just remember, I'm talking about things within the matrix at this point. Checks and balances, you know, everything to do with maritime law, language, and all that, like it's all to do with the ocean, sea, living at sea, living in water, including the words even explain that. All of those words are all to do with levels, plumb lines. Oh, yeah, there was an episode on Star Trek Voyager, and Tom goes into a shuttle with Captain Janeway, and they hit warp factor 10, and then like they go through kind of like this time evolutionary thing going back into the past, and like coming out from like a pond and all that kind of stuff. And if I remember correctly, they evolved. They I might be getting confused with different episodes, but there was just a Star Trek episode, and you had a skeleton with a translucent physical flesh body around it, And I can kind of like envisage that. There was a time when everything was just skelly. But then whatever the fuck this shit is that's going on, which is part of the squid game, it just got stronger and stronger. And blocked our awareness, blocked mankind's awareness of himself with various desires and temperatures and other things that are all to do with the flesh. And, you know, I do see some, no, it's for a point of reference, like Buddhism, like monks in, well, I can't think of the name, Tibet, like Tibetan monks, you know. For them to like get that inner peace, the fundamental foundation of application is to not move. In as far as it's possible, do not move and meditate. You can chuck religion in with this as well. So if you don't move, you're then you are putting the flesh into a stationary position, which it doesn't like. It likes to move, you know. In as much as we're a prisoner of it, it's a prisoner of us. And so that stillness of not moving is prohibiting the distractions that come from the flesh, the squid. And it is therefore then easier to focus on what you want to think about. Like if I tried to do a VanaVlog whilst jogging, it would be tremendously difficult. Because I've got so many things to contend with. Okay, next. What's the time? Hour and a half, that's not bad. 1 o'clock. What time was that? About 6, 7. That'll be 8 hours. Fuck it. Skellies. Yeah, so that's why the great technology of the past is not here any longer, because people have lost focus as they gained flesh. And then by the time people get old, and they are fortunate enough at that point then to be able to think without distraction. They've been so controlled all of their life that they're not even aware of their mental capacity, what they could do, what they could. It's just not there. They've got no point of reference, which is why this VanaVlog is important, because, you know, once it's out there, it's out there. You know, if one person hears this and passes it on to somebody else, well, there's a hope, isn't there? There's a point of reference that now exists that shouldn't. I mean, when you go to cathedrals and stuff like that, if I don't know, I use the word Gothic, throw that one in as a point of reference. Oh shit. Supposed to be doing. How am I going to do that? Oh yeah, yeah, petrol garage, that'll work. So I just need to do an assessment here. No, I've actually got to get another lead. Give him that lead. There's nothing round here, is it? No petrol station. So yeah, I'll go to the one by Halfords. Yeah.
Right, so I have to speak to them
Yeah, I mean, I have questions that go through my mind. I just thought, why don't I tell you the questions that go through my mind? You know? Yeah, I'll go through a list. Oh no, I know what's going to do. No, I'll do that later. Yeah, like church, like cathedrals and like Gothic. I've always been kind of a bit puzzled by the interiors of these places. The only kind of point of reference I've had as to explain is, you know, when you've got like straight pillars, marble pillars, and all kinds of pillars going on, incredible interior, these like cathedrals and stuff. My only point of reference is like water pumping stations or something like that. It's a little bit similar. I've also thought about trees, like in a forest, and the branches all branch over. You know, I can see that within the exterior. You know, it's always been like my points of reference. Since I realised the thing about the fucking skeletons, now I'm fucking looking at the exterior, the interior, and I'm like, fucking skelly design, bruv. Fucking skelly designs. That's what it is, you know. You know, there's some. This would seem obvious to you. The skeleton is very structural. If you consider yourself a single entity, you know, the real structure, the whole concept of construction, it's all with the skeleton, and there really isn't anything structurally like that in the flesh at all. It's kind of like circular atoms that somehow stick together. But they're just not, you know. Who said cartilage? Oh yeah, questions. Let's go to questions. I think I got lost again. Strange thing to say, isn't it? Getting lost. Oh, I got lost. What? You left the planet? You left flat Earth? You left the dome? How can you get lost? Everything's all in one place. Yeah, questions. Some questions I ask. Now I'm going to save that for another VanaVlog actually. I probably need to write them down. I'll write them out. Hour and 38 minutes. What am I why? Oh fuck, I passed it. I kind of get this feeling recently, like watching John Levi's vlogs, that there's like a question he's asking himself, like, you know, like, what's it all about? Why am I doing it? What should I do? Now I know everything that I shouldn't have known. You know, that kind of those kind of words, that kind of thing. And I guess, I mean, I think the same thing as well sometimes. Well, quite often actually. And I guess lots of other people do. But it was, you know, he's just a very clear example for me personally of that, which is why I mentioned it. You can answer that question from the Matrix or from outside of the Matrix. Within the Matrix, all existence is a closed system. It's looped. Nothing is going in and nothing is going out. So ultimately there is no loss, there is no end, and there's no beginning. So the answer within the matrix for that conundrum, that kind of thinking, is nothing matters. Nothing really matters. Nothing is ultimately lost. The answer from without the matrix is you're not here, and none of this is happening. And another answer is all of the scenarios that exist in your life is the life and the experience of the squid within you, and you have mistakenly taken all of that as your own personal experience. And of course, everything is problematic with the squid and its world. It doesn't have our intelligence. And that's why nothing will ever work, so long as it just won't work. Nothing will work. Nothing will work. And being outside as well, from that perspective, it doesn't exist, so it doesn't matter anyway. It's just an illusion. And there is actually nothing to do, because outside of the matrix there is no movement. It's all the whole concept of movement is an illusion forced upon you. And that's why you find, you know, like with the nation of world government, they're parasites. You know, they will do all that they can to just, you know, as they say, bleed you dry. It does seem to be self-devouring, the Matrix. Why are we not moving? That's funny. Thought I just said that. You know, you could play with words for hours upon hours with what I'm talking about. Like everything I said is now your point of, is now points of reference, whether you believe them or not. It doesn't fucking matter. If you think I'm talking shit or not, it doesn't fucking matter. The point of, you've got the point of reference now. And you know, just rattle off some words. You know, rattle off some words, just anything, and you'll find that one way or another, all of the words you use are telling you what I've already told you. On a completely different perspective, it's like there's a group of people somewhere and I'm somehow a part of it, and this is all like a game. And the rules of the game is that no, well, yes, I have no point of reference of that group. I don't remember anything about them, nothing whatsoever. But they want me to understand everything that's going on. And they have indeed explained everything that's going on in everything that goes on. But because I lack that point of reference, I can't interpret the clues. I look at things like an idiot, you know. I look at a starfall. I look at a starfall like a fucking idiot. I've got no fucking point of reference, you know. Had I been around when it was put together, yeah, but I don't, you know. I was like, yeah, that's just a really good example. Starfall, I just fucking look at it like a cunt. It's like just guessing, trying to, you know. But that Starfall, or you know, the many that there are, it's a witness. It's an explanation. It's a but I got no point of reference. Yeah, so I kind of got that little scenario going in. I mean, I guess I'd have to put that into the Matrix. I wouldn't say that comes from from outside of the Matrix, because because the whole scenario is based on the Matrix. You know? Hour and 48 minutes. What the fuck am I gonna do? I can't. Oh man. I think about 3 weeks ago, I couldn't fucking believe it. Still can't fucking believe it. I think it was a VanaVlog. Someone commented, just left a link. I clicked this link. I went to this page. I could not believe what I was reading. I stopped immediately and deleted the link. You know, I'm like, nope. Well, there's a group of people and they believe that they are skeletons. I'm not fucking kidding you guys. They believe that they are skeletons caught up in an alien world. And the physical body, like, you know, the eyes, the heart, the kidney, the livers, intestines, you know, internal organs and everything. What was it you said? They were alien implants. And each of the organs are a point of control for the aliens over your life. I'm like, You know, it's just too fucking close to what I've been saying. You know, it's just sort of like, you know, I just thought like, no, this is dangerous. This is danger. This ain't right. So I didn't carry on. I didn't watch the video either. I was just reading, you know, the description box of the vlog. I just couldn't fucking believe it, you know. But it makes me think. I'm thinking, well, there must be something to that. If someone, and I don't think they were anything to do with flat Earth or anything, or being a truther. Maybe they're just fucking like alien people believers. I can't remember what people were called that believe in aliens. An alienist. Yeah, I mean, you know, the nearest I get to aliens is Star Trek. You know, that's it. But the fact that someone in a completely different place of thought and consideration would actually come up with something like that. I mean, I know why I come up with it. It's been fucking 5 years at Flat Earth British. You know? It had to fucking happen because, you know, we try and find the truth. But aliens? How the hell do they come? I mean, so anyway, so just the question, that question within itself is like, how the hell did they come out with that one? You know, to the concept of identifying somebody as a skeleton and not the physical, the fleshy part. How could anyone even come out with that from not doing what we do on Flat Earth British? How could that possibly happen, you know? So that's a bit fucking dodgy for me, just to start with. But then at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, there must be something in it, you know? Maybe 2 people, maybe there's more, I don't even know. You know, 2 or more people from, fuck knows, they might live in Australia for all I know, come to a single conclusion. There's got to be something in it, surely. Can I? Do you want to? Fuck. I probably wanted beers anyway. Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, that will work. Yeah, this works. Yeah. You know, another thing, you know, like the A4 sheet with a margin. Oh, fuck it, come on, it's gone again, for fuck's sake. Nope, gone. You know, when you perceive movement, even of yourself, it's you know, it is a thing. Movement and time, it is a thing. But those terms and those concepts don't allow you to do anything with the things, those 2 things, you know, that I just mentioned. You know, you just, it doesn't help. You have to view these things as they truly are. You know, and I I think that's exactly what I'm doing. Now when you go to like the 1800s and look at everybody walking around in their black, and really just kind of acting very strangely, to say the least. Sorry, to give me time, I've got to do this slow. I know I just said that. I think I'm coming to the end of the vlog, guys, because I think my dad wants me to get him a crate of beers from the off licence, and I declined his call when he phoned up. I'm sure that's what it is. And I'm going to be at the off licence soon, and he's going to phone, I'm sure of it. Fuck, I didn't get the lead. No, if it... Oh, it was a distraction, right. I'm talking about the Matrix now, being in it. No, everything... Right, so yeah, I'm gonna so my YouTube channel that I've got now, that you're watching this on, it's not mine, it's the wife's, and I'm kind of sharing it with her. But I need to get her own YouTube channel, and then I can delete all of her subscriptions and everything, put that on her new YouTube account, and I can start adding everybody back onto this channel. You know, Rudy, Mr. Brockhurst, Phuket Word, you know, whole lot. Why is that? What? Hold on, what am I doing? Oh yeah, off license. Yeah, I've been procrastinating for like a year to actually do that, but I think the time's coming now for me to I hate my words, you know. I think now's the time to get that done. You know, with me losing my channel and everything like that, I think it kind of, I think it was necessary in a way. You know, I really needed to be non-active in some way to just try and accrue knowledge. Oh yeah, the other thing, I don't know what I'm actually saying here, but I'm just going to say it anyway. I am God. Within the confines of the Matrix, but not a God in any sense of the word that a religion might use that word. And there's a reason which I can't quite remember right now. Nothing can be created. There's a reason, but I just can't quite remember why that was. But the whole fucking rules of being God or not being a God just don't fucking apply to what I'm saying when I say I am a God. I am a God in this place, you know. And then outside of all the bullshit and everything, I am a supernatural being, because I'm not actually here in this place. And if it was here, then I'm a supernatural being because I'm not in it. I'm actually out. So therefore, I'm a God. So it's kind of stuff that, you know, I was going to say goes through my head, goes through my intestine, through the squid intestine. Just gurgitating and regurgitating life. And then shitting it out. Maybe that's why they say, like, you know, stop talking shit. You know what I mean? Because that's the fucking squid intestine, and that's the fucking arsehole, isn't it? You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, if anybody's got like a million like dollars or pounds, and you know, you're like, I've got £1 million or $1 million and I don't know what to do with it. Whew. Can I have it, please? I mean, I know I'm God, but I just can't fucking get money out of thin air. Sorry, thin water. I can't fucking do it. I mean, I know the Phoenicians did, in the like 1600s and all that lot. Yes. They still retain the technology to derive matter from water. Could be fruit. I've seen fruit. Yeah, food. Have I haven't seen anything. I think it's just vegetation. Yeah, I think it's just vegetation that they creating vegetation from water. That was right. Yeah. Okay, it's minutes now, guys. I'm going to have to stop. 2 hours. What was your name? Yabba? No. Yabba? Habba? Wabba? Must have been Yabba. So there's your VanaVlog. I did a VanaVlog. I must admit, when I read your comment, I just felt really bad. I was like, I've got to do it, haven't I? I've got a responsibility. I shouldn't have started something I couldn't finish. There's a way this place works. This is regarding Martin Liedtke. This matrix works on frequency. I don't mean the signal. I mean frequency as in happening often. To reach people, you have to happen often. So if you do like one vlog a week for 3 hours, you'll reach people, but you won't reach as many people as if you did 2 vlogs at half an hour. I'm just saying. Right, that's it. Game over.